Welcome to the deep dive. So you sent us this really fascinating report. It's pretty urgent, actually, about meteorological risks across Europe, Western Russia, and the North Caucasus for late August. Our mission today is basically to dive into your sources, pull out the really vital insights, and, show you why Europe seems to be splitting into two completely different weather stories right now.
Exactly. And this isn't just your standard forecast. It's more about understanding how these huge atmospheric patterns are converging. It's creating this, well, truly bifurcated continent. And importantly, how these events are getting amplified by, the longer term shifts in our climate.
Right. So get ready, because it sounds like we're talking about two extremes playing out at the same time. You've got this relentless heat and drought baking one side while severe storms and flash floods are battering the other. Okay, let's dig into that first half then. The heat. This report mentions a massive, persistent heat dome over Western and Central Europe. What does that actually mean for places like, say, the Iberian Peninsula, France, Germany, Italy, even the southern UK?
Well, what's really interesting here is the mechanism. You can sort of picture a giant, strong, high-pressure system. It acts like a lid, basically. It traps the warm air underneath, stops clouds from forming, prevents any cooling, and you just get this relentless buildup of heat. We're looking at projections of 43, 44 degrees Celsius in inland Spain and Portugal.
Wow.
Yeah. And to give you some context, Madrid could be seeing temperatures maybe 12 to 13 degrees Celsius above its normal August average. Paris, too, looking at highs of maybe 35 to 40 Celsius. Again, around 12 degrees above what's typical for this time of year.
And it gets even more critical, doesn't it? The report stresses it's not just the daytime highs. It's also these dangerously high overnight temperatures. Plus, you've got the urban heat island effect kicking in cities.
Exactly, that's key.
Which means people and infrastructure, they just get no relief, day or night. And of course, all this extreme heat is just dramatically worsening the drought conditions, pushing wildfire risk way up to extreme levels across the Mediterranean, and impacting critical agriculture, things like maize, sunflowers.
Even wine grapes, yes, it's a serious concern.
Okay. Now for the complete flip side. While one part of Europe is baking, the report shows this volatile ring of fire forming around the edge of the heat dome, especially over places like the Alps, northern Italy, Central Europe, the North Caucasus. What kind of hazards are we talking about there?
So this boundary, right, where the really hot, unstable air bumps up against cooler air that creates prime conditions for severe convective storms, we're talking significant risks. Large hail, damaging winds, definitely torrential rainfall.
Okay.
And if you connect this to the bigger picture, one of the, counterintuitive things and dangerous is how the drought conditions before the rain actually make flash floods worse.
How does that work?
Think about it. The ground is baked hard, it's compacted, it just can't absorb water quickly. So when you get that intense rain, it pretty much instantly becomes rapid, overwhelming surface runoff. We call this hydroclimatic whiplash. It's a really critical concern, going from extreme dry to extreme wet so fast.
Hydroclimatic whiplash. Right, so putting this all together then, what's the bigger meaning? The report insists these aren't just, random weather events. How does this fit into that brighter picture of our changing climate?
Yeah, that's the crucial question, isn't it? Why now and why so intense? Well, Europe is actually warming at roughly twice the global average rate. Sure. That means our baseline temperatures, they've already shifted quite a bit. So an event like this, with its severity, its duration, it fits perfectly, unfortunately, with projections from the IPCC, from the European Environment Agency, about more frequent and intense extreme heat.
So it's expected, in a way.
In a way, yes. And even the pattern itself, this kind of stuck weather system, the blocking pattern, that's under intense climate research too. There are hypotheses linking it to things like Arctic amplification, the Arctic warming faster than elsewhere, potentially messing with global weather patterns. Some research even looks at the influence of distant tropical cyclones, maybe like Hurricane Erin, sort of redirecting atmospheric energy. It's a clear signal of an altered climate system.
Okay. So whether you're dealing with that relentless heat dome or you're bracing for these sudden, intense storms, Europe is clearly navigating a period of significant weather-related risk.
Absolutely. And it's imperative, really, that you monitor the official warning systems. Meteo Alarm for Europe, Rocha Bromid for Russia. They give you the real-time, actionable alerts. This deep dive, it gives you the strategic context, the why. But those platforms, they offer the crucial, tactical, up-to-the-minute detail you need.
Makes sense. Okay, that's it for this deep dive. Our final thought for you to chew on. Given we're seeing more of this hydroclimatic whiplash where drought-hit areas suddenly become super vulnerable to flash floods. How effectively can societies actually adapt to these compounding, almost contradictory risks? And, what does that really mean for future planning? Something to think about.